Okay, so my last video I talked about Mr. J here. My last video I talked about black fishing, where white people tan themselves or change their hair color to make themselves appear to be African American. Because right now in 2021, African American culture is it's extremely popular. We African Americans, we're making our own movies, we're doing music, we're successful in music, rap, movies, TV shows. A lot of white people watch 90s sitcoms. They watch good. They even going back to the 70s. They watch Good Times, Stephen and Son, Family Matters, Martin, In Living Color, In Living Single, The Cosby Show, The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Martin. They watch the Sister Sister. They watch 227. They watch The Jeffersons. They watch all Webster, Different Strokes. All they're obsessed with black culture. There's a lot of African American sitcoms out there. They're very successful. Everybody hates Chris. White people do admire black people. They like our music. I see white people all the time listen to black people music. I see white guys try to act black. You got Jack Harlow, whatever. He's a white guy who pretends like he's black. He wants to be black. See how I'm talking about? That's black fishing. When white people try to dress in African American clothes, or they try to act black, or talking slang, or they usually tan themselves to look black, or they change their hair color. Now, let's reverse it. Let's call it I called it black fishing. Let's call it white fishing. White fishing is when black people try to try to secretly pretend to be white. And I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to gossip. I don't want to make fun of black people who do this. They have skin bleaching. Black people they have skin bleaching products at Walgreens, CVS, and a lot of black people are ashamed to admit it. But they go to Walgreens, they go to CVS, they go to Walmart, and they go out and they secretly buy these skin bleaching creams to make their skins look lighter. Like a lot of brown skin, dark skin women go out, and guys do it too. But they go out and African Americans have been going out buying these skin bleaching creams and put on their bodies to make themselves look lighter. Or they change their dad. I've seen black people dye their hair blonde. I'm like, what is this? I remember a couple about 7, 8 years ago, I seen a black boy already self-hating. About 12 years old, he was a black brown skin, and he dyed his hair blonde. I've seen black people with blonde hair. Black people don't want to admit it, but they have this self-hate problem because they looking at black people for all their lives. Black people face discrimination. They go to the store, they get people looking at them weird. They can't get jobs because they're black. They get called racial slurs. People make fun of them all their lives. They get this. This for black people. This has been going on for their whole lives. Millions, probably every black person in the world has gone through this racism. Everybody. I don't care how much money you have. Whether you have 2 pennies in your pocket, you're homeless, middle class, rich, famous. Even famous people do it racism. Black people, we do get treated differently. Now, I've seen black people who bleach their skin. I say, you're first they're dark skin, now they're a little bit lighter. Then I've seen black people who blonde their hair. They change their eye colors too. There are black people who have blue eye, green. I say, well, you're black. What do you have? And they lie and they deny it. They say, oh, I was born with blue eyes. Then I went back and did some research and found out that they use contact lenses that make their eyes blue. I'm like, dude, you don't look. It looks weird on you, like an alien. I said, why don't you just be happy with your black eyes? Why? It doesn't make sense to be black with blue eyes. And they're gonna lie and tell me they were born with blue eyes, and they're lying. Then I come later on to find out that they use contact lenses to make their eyes blue on you. And I say, you look like a freaking major. Not to be rude, but I said you just don't look natural. You just don't look normal. I mean, I said people are gonna call yourself. It doesn't make any sense. But that's what white fishing means. White fishing means when black people try to pretend to be white, or they might dress white or act white or talk proper. They might they don't seem ghetto. That's what white fishing means. And a lot of black people don't want to admit it. You know, it could how the signs of white fishing. Okay, the hair, they change their hair color to blonde. Is brunette. What is some other weird color? They try dyeing their hair red or green, just anything but that. And then they try doing contact lenses where you see black people with blue green eyes. That's a sign of white fishing, self hate. Then their skin color. If you see somebody that's dark, and the next day you see them with light skin, that does you know that that's called white fishing. That a lot of black people do admire white people. They don't want to admit it. A lot of black people go on YouTube and they use the comment section. They criticize white people and make fun of white people who try to act like they're black. They black people go on YouTube and they criticize people, white people who tan themselves, or white people who wear black African American hairstyles, and they say, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing it. You racist." But white black people do the same thing. White black people, they go out, they buy skin bleaching creams to make them skin to make their skin lighter. Then they get blonde hair. They dye their hair blonde from black to blonde, and then but white people don't never criticize them for it. Doesn't make any sense.